we invite the rest of the people if you want to be the part of the conversation, and I will start with.
She's the psychologist. We work together. Yeah.
So the question we always want to ask, what is the starting point? So I will start with this question, especially that we have someone who is not very often the part of the process in the choreographic work.
Yeah, I don't know. We were working together. There was a program, this Research on the Unknown by the Workshop Foundation, and this program is about working together with another person who's from another art field or somebody else, not the dancers. And I was always interested in psychology, and that's why I looked for someone and found Luca, and it was great to work together. So we just keep continuing.
What particularly interests you in this psychological field, which is extremely wide and wide sometimes?
I don't know, it's about human, and dance and art also, it's about human, and it's just another language. And
what is another language?
This is somehow science, but it's all about human behaviors.
So science is another language than art. And you wanted to
No, but it's both working with creativity. I think this is the common point where they can meet. So, yeah.
So you need a kind of a calm eye in your choreographic work?
I like this, yeah.
And what about you? How do you feel as a part of this project? And what was your role?
Well, I feel like every field or every part of the themes what he's researching for, he always needs the psychological part. So I basically provide the theory, and we always talk about it, and that helps him to inspire, I guess, his work.
And do the other performers take part in this research, or yes?
Yeah.
So you?
Yeah, they definitely has. They were also creators somehow.
Yeah, we are speaking about this process of the Billy choreography, which in your particular case is a bit different, because you've got a scientist which serves you as a kind of a dramaturg or inspiration, or I don't know how to call you, but outside eye for sure, and giving you food, somehow scientific food for your artistic work.
Yeah, it's like, she was giving feedback for us, because she has a different point of view. And sometimes we don't know, we're just doing what we feel, and it was, for me it's nice to see and understand more.
Did you work with feelings?
Yeah, I think.
Could you please just answer more elaborately?
No, I mean, I'm just a bit, tired, but I think everyone.
I know.
And, also, my English, it's
maybe the other
so
participants.
perfect.
Yeah.
My brain also not working.
Your brain is working. We just wanted to be somehow involved in your work, in your process, especially in your process.
Yes, but I can't really hear what you're talking about. What is the question? Because I can't.
We've been talking about the cooperation,
Yes.
and how the process was developing thanks to her presence.
Well, I think she gives we have which is about the world and people, and we think things, and we want to translate it to physicality, and she is giving us
The structure? Oh, the frame?
a more objective point of view, so it's like not our visions, but like how researchers are working with the same task.
What was the task?
It's for you.
The task was not so clear because when we we started with a totally different theme because I was more interested in this kind of death, so it's the life, it's ending somewhere, and how people can deal with this time. It's starting somewhere and ending somewhere, and you just have this amount of time. And and we already made interviews during the process with other people from outside, and that was really interesting. And we planned maybe we can use in the piece, but
Interviews was about the ending? Or?
It was about it was more about the life. On that point of view, it will end. So, what you like to do, or what would you like to do but you can't, or what you are doing but you don't really want to do,
So
and why?
with this perspective of the final end, right?
But somehow when because we started together with Hanna and Luca, and Emeshe was joined later, and and after somehow how we work together, the theme it's already changed, and it started to talk more about personal relations, and and after we just but it's somehow part of this theme. It's part of the, I hope, in the final piece.
Yes, this theme is part of the every life performance. It's the beginning as it's the final ending, and there is nothing more. The life is passing. So and I was thinking about the group because sometimes you can put 3 performers or stage, and sometimes you can put the group of 3 performers. And definitely you were exploring it, the group, the 3 performers as a group. And 3 is very tricky number because 3 is 2 plus 1. So when 2 of us are playing, the third one is putting aside. So how do you deal with it?
But I think I didn't deal with anyhow, because it was okay for me, like in the life it's happening, somebody just falling out in the system, and it was okay for me that and it's not there's not equality between the people in the normal life.
But I'm curious if you planned it or it just happened during the process that one person just was left aside and 2 of you were active, and then it was the change of the
When we were working, we just tried everything with everybody. So every role was played with everyone. Sorry, Anyway, but we tried, and after, somehow it's, got more clear and clear which one fit more.
Any question?
But maybe I'll just I have a question to Luca, because as I understood, he was a scientist aside of them. Were you really involved in the process?
Well, that's always a question, especially from dancers. But how do you mean really involved? What does really mean to you?
Was it a serious and deep work for you?
What was your profit maybe, and have you been present through all the process on each of rehearsal and yes, or just you drop for one rehearsal and then after 2 weeks for another one?
Yes. Well, first of all, dealing with an artist, I think it's always a serious and deep work, to be honest. Second of all, well, of course, I wasn't there in every rehearsal. Like, they were working, and every time we met up, like in every, I don't know, third or whatever rehearsal, and then I always have seen it, and then we have discussed it a lot about it. And I don't know what.
Tell them that you also participated for a while.
We had, what you want to say? No. We were for a little short of a time, for a few weeks we worked in Denmark, and I was participating then as a psychologist in the piece. That was quite interesting work.
And then, apart from, let's say, present and now very interesting and I think deep work of art, they cannot explain it somehow. It's very difficult for dancers who presented very interesting work to explain it in words. And maybe it's most simple for you, like a researcher. Did you try to conceptualize this work in your tools?
Well, I think contemporary art or this form of dance is gives freedom to the people. So I wouldn't like to explain what does it mean, because it can mean something to me, but I think we are all different. So it can mean something else to you, or for her, or for her. So that's why I would like to explain what it means to me, because that's what I like about contemporary, that it gives freedom to everybody.
Maybe you try to conceptualize different points of view at the same time. Maybe you could try to present or imagine different points of view at the same time. Just try to, all right, different points.
Theses or different tasks for you as a scientist, and different tasks will be different interpretation, if I understand it. This is a creative process.
I feel like in this part of the work, I always I'm giving the feedback to him or to them, like something from the outside world, you know what I mean? So I always like.
What kind of feedback about the composition, about the movement,
about what I feel, what I see, what's in there, when it comes to me, what's missing, all these things, I always give back a feedback to him.
Yeah, if we just focusing, if it's too simple, she usually, or it's not so clear, she usually give us, okay, but what's about this part, or different ways she was giving us how we can look this problem, or what we are giving us as a task, or even we don't know what is this, but we're really interested in this task. And she was explaining, okay, I can see this one, but I have this feeling this side is missing, or you didn't look for that way, or and we were thinking on it and trying to make more complex and more complex the system. Is it something? No, not really.
It's somehow abstract. So for me, it's difficult to understand what your words means, because I don't feel the quality of this feedback, of this interaction. but it is something.
Anybody has a comments or questions? Yes, please.
I would like to ask of László, how do you choose your colleagues?
Oh, it's more, it's kind of personal because we were working together with Emese a lot and Anna a lot, so we were knowing each other, and we just like to work together, and so usually it's somehow, but it also has some, we can work together, we cannot, but the first point, what is necessary that we can understand each other as persons, so it's more like friends. And,
personal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
In the beginning of the piece, I had an impression that your work looks like some next step to Cunningham work. So there is, for me, there is a gap in the history of the dance between Cunningham and the Jackson Dance Theater work. And it looked like, for me, that you entered that gap. You maybe used some aesthetics, but but some extra, but some new technique. Did you thought about this, and maybe you can make some references?
Or do you have your own technique, or do you work on your own technique? Do you care about your own technique?
No, I think it's not that. I cannot call it technique. It's just like it's like a language what I prefer. I have my own taste how I can choose, but I cannot call it any technique.
But it's not a red movement. It's not an existing word. It's a creating movement. Just like don't speak very. My English is very bad, but I try to speak in English. This is not an existing movement. It's a creation, movement creation. With Lazio, we try to find for the scheme, a special language which is included what we want to present. So it's not, I like when you moving like this, so let's
it was
like
more
this.
about structures than forms, but but I think it's...
For me, I saw clearly that the work with bones is included in your technical background. The work with bones.
Bones.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's correct. I don't know, my focus was not on this, but it can be. Yeah, it's good to know.
Plus muscles and soul.
Yeah.
And the beginning was very nice when you were trying somehow the movement and the space, and checking out not only the space but checking out all your own possibilities, how far, and you were going far and farther and farther during the in the time of the performance. And talking about the time, this is the highest time to finish this conversation, because I received this secret sign.
I want to receive those.
Yes. So thank you very much, and I invite you to Jedermann or for the next evenings to ask the questions just right to the artists, and to informal conversations. So thank you very much, and thank you artists for your participation.